Welcome back to another Come Get Nail tutorial. In this video I'll be showing you how to prep your nails, apply your tips, even lay your acrylic. At the end we'll be doing some spooky nail art. Hope you enjoy it. As you can see here, I'm just going around the cuticles with my cuticle bit just to lift them up off of the nail bed so that when acrylic is laid it will prevent lifting later on. Here I'm just trimming away the dead cuticle that I've just lifted off the nail bed so it leaves a finished and clean look. Now moving on to applying your nail tips. I just fit the nail tips wall to wall of the nail bed so each client feels like their nail tips are snug to their finger, doesn't feel pressurized, and that they can move freely. Here I'm just checking that the nail tip isn't bending any more to the right or to the left and it's straight and centered. I've zoomed in so you can see how I work. Here I'm just showing you I let my acrylic polymerize on my brush a little bit. I find this helps the acrylic lay better on the nail. When I'm doing a long set, I start at the cuticle. I find this gives me a better apex in the long run. Here you'll just see me patting and pushing and moulding the acrylic to where I need it to go to form an apex. Once I feel like my apex is all smoothed out and the cuticle area is clean, I grab my second bead to start building up the front of the nail. More patting and pulling to bring the acrylic into the right shape that you need it to be. Make sure you pat your sides to keep it smooth and not chunky. And bring the acrylic all the way to the tip. Checking your apex as you go. If it's looking a bit thin at the tip, I like to add a third bead at the tip and swipe backwards, just to make sure it's equally applicated across the nail. This is what your acrylic will look like once it's laid and dried. And onto filing. I've speeded this bit up as obviously it takes a bit long, but I start with the side walls and I then move on to the tip to make sure it gets that crisp edge as you want square. See, I flipped her hand round and I'm filing the tips of the nails. This is so I can see it from her perspective and see if it's straight. Now I go around with my 5-in-1 drill bit. This This is to make sure I seal the cuticles and will prevent lifting. As you can see, I've changed to my sanding band now. This is to go over the whole nail and it will buff away any lumps and bumps and imperfections. Once I finished filing, I buff over the nails just to make them smooth, and it takes away all scratches and impurities. Place a finger under each tip when you're on that finger, so when you're buffing it doesn't feel like their natural nail is being ripped up because you're pushing down on the nail tip. Here you can see I'm using my nail brush to dust off the nails on top and underneath. Now I get my 99% alcohol, spray it on all the nails just to give it that deeper clean. When doing this, make sure to also get around the cuticles because the dust loves to hide. After this, you see I let my client have a look at her nails and she wanted to know why it looked like the nail had a bit of a lump, and I explained to her that's actually the apex, it's not a lump, because where she hasn't had long nails in a long time, so she was a bit confused. I show her with my nail file that this is actually protecting her natural nail. When I do any hand painted French tips or any designs, I make sure I apply a thin layer of base coat. This just leaves the nail sticky, and where it's shiny, it makes it smooth to do any thin lines. So when I do any of my hand painted French, I start with 2 triangles on the sides and do them as deep as the French needs to be. I then draw a line down the centre of how deep the French needs to come out. I then join that all together. Once that's done, I fill in the gaps. Don't worry if you fall outside the lines, you can use a cleaner brush with a bit of wipe off solution to clean up the edges. Once all the tips are painted, I then put some wipe off solution on and wipe. This is so it's easier for me to do designs. Here I'm painting a little ghost, as she wanted some Halloween inspired nails. When I do any of my nail art, I usually use my liner brushes and some dotter tools. So once one finger is done, I then do the same finger on the other hand. This just makes it so it's easier to do the different designs for that nail, rather than getting confused on what animation goes on what nail. Make sure to cure your designs for 60 seconds in a UV LED lamp. Once all designs are cured, then top coat and cure for another 60 seconds. Then apply your cuticle oil of choice. I then go around making sure to rub in the cuticle oil into the cuticle to make sure it's fully absorbed. Here's the final product, and here's the photos that came along with it. See you in the next video. Bye.